Welcome to Whitetail season here at AmericanHunter.org. It's the middle of the first week of October now, and it's definitely the October lull on our farm. I pulled the trail cameras on the 1st, on Saturday, and took a look at what was on there. And for all the excitement that I had and all the buildup with all the daylight activity of the bucks on my cameras, it all came to a screeching halt when I pulled the cameras out this last time. We had a tiny little bit of daylight movement earlier in the week, like around the 22nd of September, 21st of September, and then there was just nothing after that. In fact, I was having a hard time even getting any buck photos at all on my cameras. What I was hoping was a different shift in behavior of the deer this year versus other years, that I was hoping for the moon on that one, because it's the same as we've seen every other year. The bucks fall into these nocturnal habits for some reason during this first part of October, and it deepens as we go into October until about the middle of October. Then it starts to slowly but surely work its way back again towards daylight activity. Got Andrew out one last time on the youth season. We went to what I thought was the best spot on the whole farm, a tree stand overlooking an area that had a lot of white oaks and a lot of acorns on the ground, and we didn't see a single deer from the tree stand. So that was disappointing. That was on the 1st of October. You know, not to sound too glum and gloom and doom here, but this is kind of typical of what we see every year. You know, you see that daylight activity in the summer, and it starts tapering off little by little as you go into the fall and into October. And then about the middle of October, like I said, it starts ramping back up again towards daylight again until you get into the last week of October and you start approaching the rut. Then the bucks are moving during the day again. So that's what we're fighting through right now. So there's no point in being in the tree. If I was getting a bunch of daylight pictures, or even any daylight pictures of bucks on my hit list, I'd be figuring out a strategy for taking advantage of that activity, but I'm not. So today, I am taking 2 chainsaws and I'm walking down this ditch right across the road here in front of me, and this leads to one of my best tree stands. It's a perfect entry and exit route. I mean, it's real low profile. I mean, obviously, the deer can't see me when I'm down in there, but not only that, but the wind tends to blow over the top of it more, so I'm not spreading my scent in areas where the deer are going to smell me. They can't hear me as well because my sound is all kind of concentrated right down to the bottom of the ditch. But the downside with ditches is a lot of stuff falls into them and gets washed in, and it makes the trip in and out kind of noisy and sometimes a little bit awkward and uncomfortable if you don't clean them out with the chainsaws. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go in, clean out this ditch, and as I go along here, I'll give you some more examples of how you can find a spot like this in areas where you hunt, and why it's so important to take advantage of these types of entry and exit routes to keep the deer from knowing that you're hunting them. Made it all the way back in here, and all that's left is there's a little trail that I've got that leads right up this hill into the tree stand, which is on top of the hill on the edge of the food plot. And I'll go out of my way when I'm setting up a hunting area to find these low profile entry and exit routes first, and then try to find the best stand locations that I can that are near to those, rather than trying to find good stand locations and figure out then how to get to and from those locations. I'd rather find the to and from part first and then find the stands after that. So it's kind of a reverse way of looking at stand locations. But at the end of the day, if the deer don't know that you're hunting them and they continue to move naturally in your hunting area, your chances of killing one of them goes way up, even if you're not in the best tree stand on the whole property. And this stand is a perfect example of that. It's built entirely 100% around this entry and exit route. So I appreciate you joining me this week. I'll see you back here again next week for the next episode of Whitetail Season right here at AmericanHunter.org.